This is a recording of the annual information session for public schools. This information is to be used during the 2021 to 2022 school year in preparation for the 2022 to 2023 school year. We're first going to review what is College Credit Plus. We'll tell you a little bit of the details about the program, and then we will transition into how to get involved in the program. So College Credit Plus is Ohio's dual credit program. When in the program, students can earn high school and college credits at the same time. Students will enroll in actual college courses, and they must adhere to the policies and the requirements of the college. Students who are in grades 7 through 12 next year during the 2022 to 2023 academic year can participate in College Credit Plus. The students must be residents of Ohio, and they must attend an Ohio secondary school, either public or private, or they must be receiving homeschooled instruction. These students may apply to any Ohio public college or any participating Ohio private college, or in approved out-of-state colleges. Keep in mind, the out-of-state colleges are limited in the number that have been approved, and these approvals have been with specific schools offering specific courses. Students may apply to multiple colleges, and if accepted, the student may attend multiple colleges. One of the first steps to becoming part of the College Credit Plus program is to complete an assessment exam. And the score on this exam must show that the student is eligible for College Credit Plus. Keep in mind, we are currently working on additional options for eligibility for the program. These will not be finalized until the spring of 2022. So if you have an interest in learning more about additional ways to become eligible for the program, you should discuss this with a college advisor. Again, these may not be finalized until the spring of 22. So it is a good plan to take the assessment exam and score at a college level, a college readiness level. Students who are in the program may choose from a variety of college level courses. It will also play into the choice the placement testing scores and course eligibility rules. Additionally, colleges may have other prerequisite requirements for certain courses. These courses that the student takes can satisfy both high school and college requirements. Any college course that has 3 or more credit hours will convert to one high school unit. You will receive information about how to satisfy high school graduation requirements from your school counselor and how you will satisfy college degree requirements with your college advisor. Again, these are college courses, and students must successfully complete the courses in order to earn the credit. Even if a student fails or withdraws from the course, the grade will be on the college transcript and the high school transcript. So it is very important that the student is college ready academically as well as socially and emotionally to ensure they are ready and mature enough to participate. These grades will remain on the college transcript and the high school transcript for all of the students' academic career. The high school transcript will match the college transcript with the course grade. Students may take classes, college classes, during the summer, fall, and spring semesters each year. These courses may be taken at the high school at the college campus or online. The option to take courses at the high school is only available if the high school has partnered with a college or university to offer college courses at the high school. So we've talked about eligibility a little bit already, but we'll go into a little more detail. This is how students can participate. Step one is determining if a student is eligible to participate. A student must be determined as eligible for the program based on assessment exam scores. So there is a particular score for the different types of tests and subtests, and the student must have a score that shows that they are college ready or ready for college level courses in at least one subtest on an exam. Exams will include ACT, SAT, AccuPlacer, ALEX, PlaceU, or MapleSoft. The college determines which exam they will require. When a student applies to a college, that college or university will notify the student about which exam is required. The colleges will then review the student's scores and compare those to the statewide standards. Again, as I mentioned earlier, there will be additional options for eligibility, and we are working on those right now, but they will not be finalized until spring of 2022. So for now, concentrate on the exam as part of the eligibility process. In addition to showing that the student is eligible using a placement exam or an assessment exam, the student must also apply for admission to the college. Again, reminder, these are college courses and the student applies for admission for College Credit Plus to that college. The student must meet the admission requirements of the college. Something that is new this year for new applicants, students must complete a permission slip. This permission slip will be provided to the student within the college's application for admissions system. So if it is an electronic application, you will see an electronic version of the permission slip. If it is a paper application, you will see the permission slip on a piece of paper. The students must complete this permission slip and must be signed by both the parent or guardian and student. The student should be prepared to contact the college to learn more about their requirements, processes, paperwork, and deadlines. The colleges will have the final decision on whether or not a student will be admitted. If the student is admitted to the college will send a questionnaire that must be completed in order to enroll. This questionnaire is new for this group of students. Once the student has been determined that they are eligible and that they have been admitted to the college, the next step is to register for college courses. The college will discuss which course options the student has. These options will be based on assessment scores, prerequisites, and any other requirements that the college has for those courses. As mentioned earlier, these college courses can satisfy high school graduation requirements. School counselors will help students understand the requirements and any College Credit Plus course substitutions. Keep in mind that some high schools have more requirements for graduation than the state minimum. Each student must meet their school's requirements. When a student first becomes part of the College Credit Plus program, they must complete their first 15 college credits in level 1 courses. These types of courses include transferable courses, courses in information technology, computer science, anatomy and physiology, foreign language. Also courses that are part of a technical certificate, courses that are part of a 15 or 30 credit hour pathway, or courses in study skills, academic, or career success. You will talk with the college advisor about these level 1 courses. It is important that the student and the advisor discuss this. The colleges must also post their actual level 1 courses on their website, so please review their website for that information. Once a student completes the first 15 credit hours in level 1, he or she can enroll in level 2 courses. And level 2 courses are basically any other allowable college courses at that particular college for which a student meets the prerequisites. We want to encourage students to take advantage of pathway opportunities, to take a look at what courses may be needed in that student's future career path. If a student stays on that path, the student can save time and money after high school in pursuing their degree or certificate. We also have courses that are not allowable for College Credit Plus. These include courses that are considered private applied courses with one-on-one instruction. A lot of times these courses are primarily falling into performing art instruction or lessons. But there may be other subject areas that are private applied courses. Those are not allowable. Courses that have very high academic fees. Currently, the limit is for a course to have a $750 fee. Anything above that amount is not allowable. Study abroad courses are not allowable. Physical education courses are not allowable. Courses that are graded on a pass-fail basis are not allowable. And remedial courses or developmental education courses and sectarian or religious courses. When the student earns the grade, that same grade will be on the high school transcript, and the college course grades will be factored into the high school and college GPAs. For grade weighting, if a high school uses a weighted grading scale for advanced placement, international baccalaureate, or honors courses in a particular subject area, then the college courses in that same subject area must also be weighted using the same scale in order to calculate the student's grade point average and class rank. As mentioned earlier, students should consider courses in a career pathway that interests them. This does not mean you have to pinpoint your exact degree, but perhaps you have an interest in health careers. You don't have to specify which type of health career, but you may be interested in taking a variety of health-related, science-related courses that will help you in that future degree. Perhaps you have an interest in science, technology, engineering, math, or medical, STEM field. You might want to take colleges that will help you in that career pathway. You could also take courses that will help you complete general education requirements for a bachelor's degree or an associate degree. Again, that's a pathway that you've chosen so that you're taking courses that make sense for high school graduation as well as satisfying college graduation. We mentioned earlier that courses in the program can satisfy graduation requirements. Students will work with their school counselors to ensure that they are meeting any mandatory testing or other high school graduation requirements. For students who attend public secondary schools, students may be enrolled in up to 30 credits per year. The 30 credits includes high school courses. So your school staff will calculate your annual number of credits that you can take. The calculation includes adding up the secondary school or high school units that you will be taking for that year. We'll multiply that by 3, and you will subtract that number from 30. Whatever is remaining would be the maximum number of college credits you could take under the College Credit Plus program. The maximum number of credits allowable for a student in the program is 120 over the full time of being in high school. If a student enrolls in more than 30 credits for the year, the school will discuss this with the student and will provide the options of either dropping the course prior to what's called the no-fault withdrawal date, so that you have no financial risk, or you and your family can pay for the entire course, including the tuition, fees, and books at the college's standard rates. This is called option A. It is very important that if you have an interest in paying for the course, that you must do that before the course begins so that you can talk to your school about option A. So we want to discuss what are some differences between high school and college. Some of these will play a very big part of your life while you're in high school participating in College Credit Plus. Others you might encounter after high school if you go to college at that time. So just a few examples when you look at tests. In high schools, generally tests are sometimes given weekly or at the end of a particular chapter in a subject. In college, the tests are very few in number, and they often cover more material throughout the semester. The amount of time to study, it is often recommended that for high school courses, homework that is required will range between 1 to 3 hours per day. For college, the standard rule of thumb is to devote 2 to 3 hours of homework for every hour spent in class. So it is important to plan your time wisely. As far as gaining knowledge, generally in high school, information is provided mostly in class, and out-of-class research is sometimes minimal. In college, the coursework will generally require more independent thinking, longer writing assignments, and out-of-class research. For grades, the differences include that in the high school courses often will include several quizzes, tests, and homework assignments. Again, for colleges, there will be few tests and fewer, if any, homework assignments that will be used to determine the final grades. Again, these differences are generalities and sometimes will apply to a particular course in the high school or the college, but maybe not always. So it's just important to be aware of these potential differences. For parents, there is a difference of your role. The parents for high school students need to be strong advocates, working closely with their students, teachers, and counselors. While in college, parents will serve more as a mentor and a support person for the student. The college will view the student as an independent decision maker. There is a federal legislation called FERPA, or the Federal Education Rights and Privacy Act, that protects student education records. And this is important to keep in mind because at the college level, parents may not be able to access certain information about how the student is performing in college courses. Oh, pardon me, if a student needs accommodations due to any particular need academically, in high school, parents and students will work with their high school staff to determine what assistance or accommodations can be made for students with individual education plans, IEPs, or 504 plans. In college, students must work directly with college staff to determine if accommodations are needed or allowable. IEPs and 504 plans are usually not included in these discussions, although sometimes those can be helpful. You must have a conversation directly with the college if you are in need of an accommodation. So the benefits of participating in College Credit Plus are some of the things we've already talked about. Students can earn high school and college credits at the same time. Students can get a head start on career planning and degree or certificate completion. Students can experience college early to understand the expectations of college life. And students can save tuition and textbook costs. Now, those were the benefits. The concerns may arise if a student is underperforming, if the student is not doing well in these college courses. If students do not earn a passing grade, or if the student withdrawals too late from college courses, the district may require the student or the family to reimburse the tuition that the district had paid. So if a student ends up with an F or a W on their college transcript, the district may require the students to reimburse that amount paid. Each district will make that decision. It is important to keep in mind, though, that if a family or a student is part of an economically disadvantaged family, a school may not seek reimbursement from that student or family. The grades that the students earn will be on the student's transcript permanently, and this transcript will go with the student to each college that he or she attends in the future. Part of the consequences of underperforming while in high school may also have an effect after high school when a student enrolls in college and wants to utilize financial aid. If students fail or withdraw often from college courses, the future financial aid could be impacted negatively. Make sure that if you have questions about this, that you have a conversation with the college's financial aid office. Also, if the students perform poorly, they may be placed on CCP probation, CCP dismissal, or on academic probation or dismissal by the college. The definition and consequences of College Credit Plus probation means that a student will be placed on this probation if he or she earns less than a cumulative 2.0 GPA in College Credit Plus courses, or withdrawals from 2 or more courses in one academic term. So again, if the student earns less than a 2.0 cumulative GPA in college courses, or withdrawals from 2 or more college courses in one academic term, the student will be placed on CCP probation. While on CCP probation, the student may only enroll in one College Credit Plus course for one college term, and this may be a semester or a quarter. The student may not enroll in a college course in the same subject in which the student previously earned a D, F, no credit grade, or whatever the equivalent grade may be for that college. If the students who are on CCP probation do not increase their college GPA to a 2.0 or above during the probation term, the student will then be placed on College Credit Plus dismissal. While on College Credit Plus dismissal, the students may not enroll in any College Credit Plus courses. A student can request an appeal to be reinstated in the program. The secondary school handles these appeals. So if a student is on CCP probation, the student may appeal to take a course in the same subject in which he or she previously earned a D, F, or received no credit. The appeals for College Credit Plus dismissal can happen within the first 5 days of being dismissed, and the student may submit an appeal to the secondary school to appeal that dismissal, or the student may wait and appeal that dismissal at the end of the semester. So there are two options with dismissal. You can request the appeal right away, or you can wait until the end of that semester. Each school must have a policy describing the process for appeals. So the expenses related to College Credit Plus are limited, but there are some things to keep in mind. At public colleges or universities, there will be no cost to the students or families for tuition, required fees, and books. However, there are some optional expenses that will be the financial responsibility of the student or family. Some examples include parking and transportation. If a student attends a private college or university, there will be no cost to the students for tuition, fees, and books. However, a student may be charged a small cost per credit hour if that private college chooses to do so. Part of the process to being involved in College Credit Plus is to complete an intent to participate form. This form must be completed and returned to the school, the public school, by April 1st, 2022. The asterisk is a holdover from last year when we were operating under COVID. This date has returned to April 1st, and if there are any changes, we will be posting that on our website. However, we have no intention to do so at this time. So the intent to participate form is due by April 1st, 2022. When a student begins working with the college, the student typically will take advantage of College Credit Plus through state funding. State funding is in the terminology that we use is called option B. However, if a student wants to self-pay for college courses, they can take advantage of what we call option A. Whichever the student plans to utilize, either the state funds or to self-pay for college courses, the students must confirm this choice with the college and the secondary school. If a student chooses option A, then the family and student will self-pay for college courses at the standard rate of tuition, fees, and textbooks for that college. Under option A, students can choose to earn college credit and high school credit, or they can choose to receive only college credit. Students must inform the school, your school, of their choice of credit for the courses. If the students choose option B, when all college course tuition, fees, and textbooks are paid by the state of Ohio, and this is supported by the school's funds and the college's funds, then the student will earn both college credit and high school credit. Keep in mind that option B is the standard option for College Credit Plus. Most students utilize option B. The students may be asked to confirm this during the college advising process. So again, it is important that the students, inform both the college and the secondary school of which option. The final date to change the option or election of A or B is on or before the college's no-fault withdrawal date. This is typically about 14 days after the semester starts, but each college will set their particular dates. So make sure you talk to an advisor about that requirement. And just one final note on option A or option B, keep in mind that most of the time students use option B, but there may be a situation where you might want to choose option A. That is completely up to the student and family. When when students are enrolled in college courses, it's important that the students know what support services are available. It is okay to ask for help. So the high school counselors will continue to provide assistance to all of the students participating in College Credit Plus. A college advisor will provide course selection assistance. That will be your person on the college campus to help you. Colleges must provide the same supports to College Credit Plus students, such as tutoring, library access, advising, counseling, just like they do for their other undergraduate students. Sometimes students are interested in making sure that they maintain their athletic eligibility. So the student athlete should learn the Ohio High School Athletic Association requirements, and they should know that summer term college courses cannot be used to bring a student into compliance with the OHSAA requirements for interscholastic athletic participation. If you have questions about this, ask your school's athletic director or contact the OHSAA. Many times we receive questions about transferring credit. There is a lot to know about transferring credit. Certain general education and technical courses will transfer, especially from one Ohio public college to another public college. There are some that are guaranteed transfer. The students must check with the colleges to confirm whether or not the courses are transferable. It is important that students proactively ask these types of questions. So if they are enrolled in one college while in high school and plan to enroll in another college after high school, the students should check with that next college to talk about the courses that will transfer and that will also apply to the chosen major. There is information on the website that's listed, https://transfercredit.ohio.gov for more information. We've talked a little bit earlier about the need to be college ready, but not just academically ready. It is important that students consider the emotional and social transition from high school to college and what the college expectations are. It's important that students consider their time management and organizational skills. These courses will be different than what you've encountered in the past. The grades earned in these courses, as a reminder, are for both high school and college credits and will be calculated into the student's GPA at both the college and the high school. Again, just as a reminder to something that we just spoke about, this scenario is referring to option B. It could also apply to option A if that's what the student chooses. Keep in mind that College Credit Plus credits will be utilized in the calculation of financial aid in the future after high school. So it's important to know the deadlines that public school students must complete and return the intent to participate form to the school office by April 1st, 2022. Check with the college or university about which exam the student should take. It could be the ACT or SAT, or it could be the AccuPlacer. Check for any particular deadlines that may be in existence. If you want to take summer classes, keep in mind that the deadline for those will be earlier, because the classes for summer semester usually start in May. So it's important to check with the college for all of the semester deadlines. To get started, complete that intent to participate form and make sure the school receives it before the deadline. Apply for admission at the college of choice before the deadline. Contact the college and discuss assessment testing requirements. Meet with your school counselor to discuss scheduling and graduation requirements. If you have additional questions, please visit the CCP website for additional resources. The address is www.ohiohighered.org/CCP. At this time, schools may add additional slides at the end of this presentation. Thank you for listening to the College Credit Plus information session.